What is going on? This is Stephen Taylor, and we're going to talk about the topic of quintuplets and how to put those in a fill, right? So a lot of you are familiar with quarter notes and eighth notes and 16th notes and triplets, some of you even sextuplets. But whenever it comes to playing 5 notes per quarter note, sometimes that can get a little bit hairy. Now the truth is we don't use this a ton, but as drummers, we should know our subdivisions, and this is one of them, okay? The first step here is we need to know how to count them. So if our quarter note's here, 1, 2, 3, 4, we're gonna have 5 notes per every quarter note. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 1. Now, if you want to come up with a neat way to count that, that's fine. With 16th notes, we have 1 eanda. So if you need to come up with some syllables to help you count that, that's fine. The next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure I can actually just play them on the snare drum. And see, I'm going to show you after I do this how you can take very simple stickings and put those with subdivisions maybe you're not as familiar with, and you can begin to learn how to use a drum fill with them by using stickings you're already familiar with. So now let's look at how we're actually going to play these quintuplets, and we'll just do that on the snare drum. Once you've got that down and you can play it on the snare drum, the next thing I want you to do is put it with a groove. So I'm going to do 3 bars of time and then put that sticking on the snare drum. Before I decide to orchestrate it on the drums, I'm going to put that in a drum fill. 1, 2, 3. We've come so far in such a short time. Now we're playing quintuplets, we're playing it with a pattern we know, and we're putting it in a fill with a groove. The next thing we're gonna do is we're gonna orchestrate this around the drum set. So to keep this easy, again, when I'm learning something new, I wanna change as few elements as I can. I'm gonna simply move my right hand every time it hits. So the first time it hits, it's gonna come here on the hi-hat. The second accent on my right hand is gonna come on the snare drum. The third is gonna come on my first tom. The fourth is going to come on my second tom, and the fifth is going to come on my third tom. And that's how I'm going to orchestrate it. So without a click, it looks like this. Now let's put that with a click and let you see what it sounds like. Last but not least, we're going to put that with a groove. Again, in your practice time, I want you practicing in musical increments of time, so 4, 8 bars. But for this demonstration, I'm going to do 1 bar at a time, 1 bar a fill. 1, 2, 3, 4. And what I want you to do now is go learn this. Go learn the sticking or come up with your own 4-note sticking to put over this quintuplet subdivision. It doesn't have to be rocket science. We can use things we already know to usher in new subdivisions in our playing vocabulary. Again, I'm Stephen Taylor. I'm a satellite teacher here at Drumeo, as well as I run my own website for lessons and YouTube channel, but you can find all those links below this. Now go practice.